Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. It's Friday. It's a happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's just a relaxing morning. Really relaxing morning. My little witchy cauldron. See if I can burn myself this morning. Get that up right just a little bit. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Seems like it'll do it. Okay, so it is Friday, and we are, yesterday was a pretty good day, pretty good energy that was going on there. A couple of areas to be mindful of, but other than that was actually pretty good. We have, I've been working with forest and breath, wind and activation, and ocean ebb and flow. Breath being our energy for the week. Our challenge for the week is activation, and our learning experience is ebb and flow. And I go into more detail about those if you go back to the link down below over to the beginning of the week. I go into more detail about that. Basically, it's just the systems in play and how we are part of those systems. How the larger aspects of those systems and the smaller aspects of those systems come into play. How there's no separation between us and the energy of this planet and the universe. I mean, where else are we getting our energy from, right? So I'm using Earth Magic Oracle deck for setting the energy for the week, and then as we go through the week, I keep track of the energy cards that were pulled at the beginning of the week, and you can go, and then I go into more detail with it as we go through the days. For those of you that are new to the process, especially as we're just kind of bringing this online. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, hello, Spirit Energy. Thank you for letting me be an instrument of your insight, support, and guidance as we open the message you share with us today. Spirit guides, show me clearly. We've also been working with Mercury and Mars retrogrades. So still dealing with a lot of hostility, a lot of aggression, miscommunication is still in play. Mercury is retrograde until November 3rd, so we're going to be coming out of that here soon. And then Mars is retrograde through the 13th. It'd be nice to get past these retrogrades, that's for sure. Our energy card for today is the Page of Swords. And so Page of Swords, there's it's a calculated energy. There's a lot of curiosity with the Page of Swords. It's a fast-moving energy. It's also a time to be kind of mindful of, as we're kind of going with the flow, any subtle changes that might be indicators that that change is afoot, shifts in energy, that sort of thing. to just kind of observe and kind of determine what your actions might be if the energy moves in that direction. And just kind of be mindful and ready for it, so change might be afoot. Okay, we have Judgment and Shadow for our challenge for today. We have this Six of Cups in our energy to be used today. We have the Hermit as our energy to avoid today, and we have the Four of Wands, our energy of focus for today. So as we go through and we work with Judgment and Shadow as our challenge, this card in Judgment, we had it show up yesterday, and I believe it was actually in the focus at that point. So today it's in Judgment and in Shadow. And so Master of the Elements, there's a new awareness, possibly new family member. There can be a liberation of secrets with this, but we need to be mindful of feeling insecure or feelings of failure, insecurities. And again, we kind of talked about those childish behaviors coming out. We need to be really careful of that, especially with the miscommunication. We've had trying to let go of our past, that sort of thing that's been kind of coming through. So we might be having some issues and just kind of letting go. And sometimes, we kind of talked about this a little bit before, sometimes when we're trying to let something go, family members, friends, especially long-term friends, they constantly bring us back into a place that we're trying to leave. I know, like when I go and I visit family and friends from my childhood or relatives that live a distance away, when I go to visit them, it's almost like I never left. And it's been, and time has gone by. So I've had other experiences. I've had a lot of other experiences that have shaped the person that I am now. And sometimes when we go back, they don't see those changes. And so they still see us as the person we were before. So that could be a little bit of a challenge. And when somebody so solidly puts us into a place that we once were, sometimes that can draw out some childish behaviors in us, some areas of emotional immaturity. As we go through and we work with the energy to use today, we have the Six of Cups. And yes, this is about living in the past, how that can accumulate uncertainties. It can also be us hiding from the present, not growing into ourselves. So just making sure that we're shaking that off and letting that go. As we work with the Hermit and the energy to avoid, let's not seclude ourselves. There is some introflexion here, but don't go too deep. We don't need to relive the past. We just don't. Seriously don't. You can let it go and move on. Lessons learned, you've learned from it, move on. This could also be somebody of influence in our lives, maybe a mentor, or a strong figure in our lives. And we just kind of, again, with that person, sometimes some of the people that we look up to, it might be a family member, a close family member, maybe somebody that's a family member or family acquaintance, friend. We want to be careful that we're not continually getting pulled back into old behaviors. And then working with the Four of Wands in our focus energy, there's creativity, balance, and a fast-moving energy with this. Some manifestation with this as far as desires becoming more real or being manifested. There's a reinforcing of connections here, your social life, and that kind of goes with not being the hermit. So, and I know it's kind of hard, especially with depending on where you're at and what the virus is doing in your area. But there's other ways of going through and engaging. So online, pick up the phone, texting, meeting at open air public places, that sort of thing, going out for walks. A lot of different ways that we can engage with those around us. So don't hermit away, and don't get pulled into the past. So keep moving forward. If you have any questions, please do comment below. You can also go to the Etsy page. The link is below. If you have additional readings that you would like, anything specific, let me know. You can go over to the Etsy page and do that. There are other reads that are over there. This is a new channel, and the Etsy page is also new. Please do click subscribe if you like what you're seeing. We change things up and move things around quite a bit. I have a tendency to really like to do morning reads where we can yawn and stretch and kind of think about the day a little bit, get a little heads up on what's going on. Sometimes I'll go through and do readings in the evening for the following day, but I kind of have a tendency to like my morning coffee and just kind of see what's going on. That's it. Thank you, energy spirits, for sharing with us your message today, and thank you all for joining in today.